and welcome back to another Let's Talk Tuesday. This week I am joined by Miss Megan Henson.
Hello.
Who is currently training at Mount View. Let's talk about our little journeys to where we are now.
Okay, so Soph and I met at sixth form.
Yeah.
We went to a specialist performing arts sixth form. I was advised to go to university first. I was quite young. I was quite a young 18-year-old, and I don't think my teachers thought I was ready for drama school then. But also academia was really important to me, and I was getting very good grades, and so I was very much encouraged down that route. So I ended up going to Cambridge University, where I did education, English and drama. And then I did 3 years there, and then I took a year out intending to try and get into the acting world, but found it very, very difficult. So applied for drama school. I applied for drama school in my final year of uni, and I got onto the reserve list at Mount View, but I didn't get in that year. And then I applied again on my year out, and that was when I got offered my place. And I've been there for 3 years, so I'm in my final year now on the BA acting.
Scary. I had a very similar route. I already made a video about my journey to drama school, which I will link somewhere here. But I went to sixth form with Megs, then I did a 1-year foundation course at GSA, hoping to get onto a 3-year drama school course, and didn't. So I went to university, I went to Exeter, and I did drama, and then left Exeter and had 2 years out before taking a place on music, MA Music Theatre at Central. We've both had drama school experience and university experience. So that's why we think it's a good idea to chat about the differences, because they are so vastly different. It's like, if you're thinking about whether to go to uni or drama school, it's a big decision. Right?
Or you can do both.
Or you can do both, like we did, which, you know, you get the best of both worlds.
Be a student forever.
Never leave education. So one of the biggest difference is your day-to-day life at Exeter. So we both had quite different university experiences. I think Cambridge and Exeter, both great unis, but very different in style of teaching. So Exeter, I would be in from 9 till 12 every day. We would have to wear blacks, and in first year you would have blacks. Okay, this is where you get into drama school lingo. Your black clothes. I say this so much, and people are always like,
what do you mean?
What are you wearing? You have your black, like, kind of comfy gym wear that you have to wear every day. So at Exeter we had to wear that, and we had workshop style classes in like basic acting technique, and then you got to choose your modules further down your degree, and you could specialise in whatever you wanted. So I took a applied theatre route and kind of left acting to an extent behind. 3 hours every day, 3 days a week, with 1 day a week lecture. So you had what, 11 hours a week, which is essentially what we have in 1 day at drama school. Like, that is probably the biggest difference is contact hours.
I probably had maybe a 2-hour lecture every day, and we had these things called supervisions, which is like where you get together with a supervisor or a teacher, and you have very small study groups, which they were quite intense. But the kind of workload at Cambridge was pretty intense. But the main difference was that it was all done on your own terms, so you worked whatever hours worked for you. So there was a lot of time studying by yourself in the library for hours on end.
And you could kind of, like, I don't know, I mean, it's not advice, but you can kind of pick and choose what you turn up to.
Oh yeah, I never went to lectures.
Yeah, like you don't
tell people that.
But it's true, like in our so we had like 100% attendance at uni, that especially in the practicals you had to be there, and like if you missed 3 then you would have a meeting with the head of whatever. And for like sit down lectures where you're in a big lecture theatre, you had to sign in, but if you weren't there, it wasn't the end of the world. Like, you could catch up. Whereas at drama school, if you miss a class, you're in trouble.
One good thing though about working your own hours at uni is that you have so much time to do extracurricular drama.
Yes.
That is one thing. When I was at Cambridge, I did 30 plus plays.
Oh my gosh, I never knew it was that
crazy.
many.
It's crazy.
That's mad.
I mean, some of them were like really, really tiny, but like the performance opportunities were amazing.
And you're always in rehearsals for something.
Yeah, which is something that you don't really do at drama school. You only do your, well, it's different on an MA, but for a BA, you don't do any public performances until your 3rd year.
And then you're not allowed to do anything out of school. At least we're not, until showcase, we're not allowed to audition for anything outside. Yeah. Essays are the biggest, if not second biggest difference. You don't write as many essays at drama school, and by you don't write as many, you really don't write any.
We have to write one a year at Mount View. It's a 3,000 to 5,000 word essay, I think, which sounds quite a lot, but at uni you have to write a 2,000 word essay maybe twice a week.
Oh my god, okay, that's the difference between Cambridge and Exeter.
Oh, okay.
We would write maybe 2 essays a term.
Oh.
Per unit. Okay, so 4 essays potentially.
Yeah.
Like there were a lot more written tasks.
Right, but
that
not
were like
necessarily essay writing.
Maybe 1,000 words. But you wouldn't have to sit down and write a serious essay until like the halfway point and the end point at Exeter. Whereas on my MA, I had to write a 750 word essay. That was a reflection. There was no referencing, no like bibliography. It was just, this is what I've done this term, this is where I struggled, and this is where I feel I've improved. 750 words, done. And then we had to write a 4,000 word sustained independent project, which is like our dissertation at the end. But my undergrad dissertation was 10,000 words. So a 4,000 word essay isn't stressing me too much.
Yeah. We've both been very fortunate that we've been able to do a degree at uni and then either an MA or a BA.
Yeah.
So most people that do 2 undergraduate degrees, well, anyone that does 2 undergraduate degrees, you can't get student finance for both. You can only get student finance for 1 undergraduate degree. So I was very lucky in that I managed to get a DARDA, it's called a Dance and Drama Award at Mount View, which has funded my training.
So
and a few schools offer those, I think.
Funding for an MA is, again, different than if you're doing a 3-year. So I had to take out a master's, I think it's called a postgraduate master's loan. It's done by student finance, but it's different to your undergrad. So when you pay it back, you have to pay them both back at the same time. So say you've got your undergrad loan of whatever, and then so I took out the full amount, which is, you can take up to £10,500 out, and you can use it for whatever. It doesn't have to go towards your fees, doesn't get paid straight to the uni. If you want to use it for your fees, you have to pay it yourself in installments to your university. It doesn't go direct like it does with undergrad. And yeah, I saved up. I worked for 2 years before I started, and that definitely helped finance my year.
Also, even though the course hours are very intense, we've both managed to sustain weekend jobs throughout our training as well to help with living costs.
Yeah, and I had a job at uni, but I didn't feel like I needed a job at uni, because your student loan, you get a maintenance loan and a fees loan. Starting a career straight out of uni is challenging.
It's very hard.
You can talk about this one, Megan, because you've had that experience.
I tried. Yeah, so I left uni and had hoped that going just to university would be enough to launch an acting career for me, especially given the amount of performance experience I'd done while at university.
Yeah, and the amount of actors who come out of Cambridge.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who leave Cambridge and do really well, and a lot of people that I know didn't go to drama school and have done brilliant things themselves. But I found it personally very, very hard. I did a showcase at Cambridge. Yeah, we did one at the Bush Theatre. We organised it ourselves. We got quite a good turnout. It was good exposure, but
very good.
Nothing came of it. I made myself a spotlight page, Casting Call Pro, all of that. Oh, Mandy actors. Put myself forward for a lot of work, and I didn't get into the audition room once. I think it's very hard without an agent, but I also think it's very hard without an accredited drama training.
Yeah. There is ways into it. You don't have to go to drama school. It's just a lot harder to get your foot in the door. The biggest difference is time. Obviously on a BA you have 3 years, and on an MA you have 1.
I think don't be scared of committing another 3 years. I think a lot of people are really worried about that, feeling like there's a rush to get into the industry, but I wasn't ready for the industry 3 years ago.
So we're both leaving drama school at the exact same age.
Yeah, exactly.
Like having done a 1 year or a 3 year, like age is just a number. I don't think you need to worry about being late to the game. I think each has its benefits, each has its differences and its pros and its cons. But yeah,
you'll know which one you want to do and which one's right for you.
And I think you just need to know when you're ready as well, and what you're ready for. Thank you so much for watching this Let's Talk Tuesday. Thank you very much for joining me.
You're very welcome.
If you've liked this video, please do subscribe to my channel for more content, especially if you're interested in applying for drama schools or what happens at drama school. I'm doing a whole series over the next couple of weeks and the past few weeks about different topics, chatting with different people and getting their opinions. And I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.